Sinner is surprised by his level after defeating ZVEREV. I'm playing incredible tennis. Sinner is on the verge of the sunshine double after sweeping past ZVEREV, and now only Lehecka stands between him and history. Jannik Sinner is just one step away from etching his name into the golden books of tennis. The Italian finds himself in an enviable position to secure the sunshine double, a milestone that would reward the extraordinary level he has displayed over the past month of competition. After dispatching Alexander Zverev in the semifinals of the Miami Open 2026, the player from San Condito now sets his sights on his final obstacle, Jiri Lehecka, a rival who has earned his admiration for the solidity he has shown in Florida. Sinner, chasing the sunshine double. Sinner has dispelled any doubts that may have arisen after his performances in Australia and Doha. His dominance in the first two Masters 1000 events of the year is a statement of authority on the ATP Tour. Winning Indian Wells and Miami in the same season is one of the most difficult feats in tennis. In fact, only 7 men and 4 women have achieved it to date. Given his current form, there is nothing to suggest he cannot join that select club this Sunday. After defeating Zverev in straight sets, the Italian analyzed the keys to his purple patch. The truth is, it's been an Shandad stretch. I feel the playing conditions are suiting me well and I'm able to produce spectacular tennis. My goal at the start of the month was to play as many matches as possible, and the reality is I'm feeling comfortable and very confident. My serve is helping me a lot, especially in important moments. I'm playing incredible tennis, he admitted with the confidence of someone who knows he is close to the top and continues to close the gap with Alcaraz in the race for world number 1. Lehecka, a top-level opponent. Looking ahead to the final, Sinner is wary of Lehecka, who will be playing in the championship match of a tournament of this level for the first time. He knows the Czech arrives with nothing to lose. He's a great player, he's been doing things well for a while, this tournament is no coincidence. I know he'll step on court able to play more freely than me, he has less pressure. It will be key to see how we adapt to the conditions. Today I played at night and the final will be during the day, we'll see what the weather is like. It won't be easy, that's for sure, he admitted cautiously. The weather factor and the change of schedule will be the final judges in a match where Jannik starts as the clear favorite to be crowned king of the sunshine double. The striking comparison from Djokovic's former coach, Alcaraz is more versatile and Sinner is like Novak. Goran Ivanisevic has used metaphors to refer to the current dominant forces in tennis, praising them and even comparing them to his former pupil Noel. Jannik Sinner is one step away from achieving the sunshine double in Miami, after winning Indian Wells and reaching the final of the Miami Masters 1000. There he will face Jiri Lehecka and, regardless of the result, the Italian will continue closing the gap in the ATP rankings on Carlos Alcaraz, who could see his number 1 spot under threat in the near future. There is no doubt that both have dominated the tennis world in recent years, despite their contrasting styles of play. Goran Ivanisevic, former coach of Novak Djokovic and a legend of the sport, shared his thoughts on their differences. Alcaraz plays, moves up and down. I love them both. But Alcaraz is more versatile and that will never change, which is even better because it makes matches more exciting, said the Croatian, showing his preference for the Spaniard, though he didn't stop there and also praised the world number 2. I always compare Sinner to Novak, they are more similar, except Sinner now has more power, a better engine, tires, rims, all of that. When he catches you, he bites like a shark, he devours you, he admitted to Sport Club. These are powerful words of recognition for the best players of the moment from a true legend of the sport. Depending on how Jannik's run in Miami ends, the Monte Carlo Masters 1000, scheduled for early April, will be the next event where both young stars could meet again for a title.
Jannik, congratulations on making the final. What was the key in tonight's match?
Yeah, felt like it was a very high quality match from both of us, so just a couple of points what made the difference today. I served very well in the end, which helped me, so yeah, very happy about today's performance.
Hi Jannik, take me inside your head. What happens in the key points? Because it's really hard to do what you do, and you can do in this weekend something that no one has ever done, like woman or man, that is win the sunshine double without losing a set. And what do you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's good to put myself in the position. Obviously, I try to perform in the best possible way, you know, on every event. Obviously, bigger events, I like to play more, you know. So I'm very happy that I can play one more final here in Miami. It has been an incredible place since the first day I've been here. Played some great tennis in the past, and now finding myself again, you know, and the final means a lot to me. But you know, on Sunday it's gonna be a very tough match. You know, I look just on that day what's ahead of me. You know, it's a very, very tough opponent. He played incredible tennis throughout the whole week here, so he doesn't have to lose anything, you know. So I'm different position, you know, but in the same time I will give my best I have, and we all hope for a great match. Let's see also the weather forecast, you know, it's also not promising, but we hope for as dry as possible, that we have a chance to play. And yeah, look, amazing couple of tournaments, you know. No matter what happens now in the final, of course I give it the best shot, but reaching, you know, a final there, final here, it's good for me.
Well done, Yannick. Last year, Carlos was very clear about his goal of retaking the #1 ranking. I'm wondering if that was a goal for you heading into this year, and especially given this time of year, you have such huge opportunities because you didn't play at this time of year last year. So is that in your head at all, and how does it affect at all, you know, your attitude and approach to these matches at this point in the season?
Look, I think that the ranking is a consequence of how someone plays, right? So I know the opportunities, I know where I'm standing and everything, but what matters for me is trying to be as performant as possible in every big event, you know, especially Grand Slams and also Masters events, and yeah. So obviously I know the scenarios. I'm very aware, but you know, everything, you know, can change with one event, you know. That's how tennis is, you know. And then after, we also have to see how we both are gonna react from Rome onwards, right? Because we made a lot, you know, for him and also for me. So, but I'm happy to put myself in this position. But as I said, it's just a consequence of how I'm gonna play, how he's gonna play, how others are gonna play. Because, you know, Sasha is an incredible player, as we saw. He's there. So yeah, let's see.
Yannick, congrats. You mentioned the energy that you get from the crowd. And I'm wondering, is it something that you enjoy, playing with a very loud crowd, or do you prefer maybe a more calm environment? How do you feel about this?
I think the good thing about tennis is that we have different scenarios every week. We have in America usually it's very loud. Then we go back to Europe. There's a bit different. Then being Italian, Rome is very loud again. Then you go to London, which is completely different, you know. But I think it's good, you know. Everything changes, the surrounding changes, and I like to play tennis, you know. No matter what is there, is for me it's a privilege to play on center court, you know, and it doesn't matter really the time, you know. So yeah, I enjoy it.
Well, great performance. Sorry, I just came in, so I don't know if this has been asked, but you're serving really well at the moment. It's just like in the key moments, towards the end of this match, you barely missed the first serve. So I'm curious just what feels good about your serve right now, and what do you like about it?
Yeah, I mean, it's we worked it was a very long process, and we keep working, you know, trying to understand what the best motion is, the right rhythm on the serve. And I have days where I serve really, really well, like today. I have days where I struggle a little bit, but this is tennis, you know. It's so at times we feel the backhand better, and then the forehand. Then you go on court the next day, and it's completely different, you know. So the serve is the same. Obviously, it's a shot where we can do everything by ourselves. We can put in the pace and the spin on the ball. So happy, of course. It gives you a little bit of free time and also air to breathe, when you serve well, and yeah, so happy.
Congrats, great match. You played Yuri a few times. I know you mentioned that he's a tough opponent, but can you give a little more detail about how tough he is? Because right now, he hasn't lost his serve the whole tournament. His forehand's working. Everything seems to be working. What do we have to do to negate some of that?
For Sunday?
For Sunday.
Okay.
Yuri.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a court what suits him very well, and then how he plays tennis. He's a very, flat hitting forehand and backhand, serving very well. So he's a very, very aggressive player, and this is perfect, for this kind of conditions here. So I will of course try my best. It's gonna be finals are different, semis are different. When the stages are getting bigger, there is a little bit with more tension, which is normal. But I like to put myself in these situations and conditions. But now for me, the main priority is to rest up. It was a very physical match today, so tomorrow for me is an important day off, and hopefully